Yo, today I'm going to show you how to make guitar beats from scratch. Yes, that's right, from scratch. I'm going to show you the secrets of making realistic sounding guitar melodies for the likes of J. Cole and Central C, because J. Cole dropped a new project called Might Delete Later. The name hasn't exactly aged very well, but nonetheless, there's a drill beat on the track HYB, which features Cinch, and it's actually pretty nice. Now, HYB is actually a sample.
Listen, baby, I've got news.
Flipped pretty nicely by the producers. This was also another interesting sample from the song.
Yeah, hide your bitch, hide your wife, yeah.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
But anyway, this is a challenge that producers face quite frequently. It's really hard to make them sound realistic. But do not fear, I am here. I'm going to show you how to construct an entire beat from scratch. Similar enough to HYB, from the melodies, to the drill drums, to the Afro-Brazilian kind of percussion. Let's get started. By the way, 60% of you are not subscribed to me. Please fix that and help me hit 30,000 subscribers. Thanks. Also hit the like button. First thing to note is we're on 145 BPM. And we're gonna jump straight into contact. I hate to break it to you. If you want to make guitar melodies, you're probably gonna have to invest into some banks or VSTs, because there is nothing worse than a cheap sounding guitar melody made from a VST. My bank of choice is Ilya Efimov Nylon Guitar, which actually seems to be a favorite choice amongst producers. We are in C# minor, and how I'm gonna start this off is by laying down 3 notes. So these are gonna be kind of like my bass notes that I want to work. So I want it to go C#, D#, E. And then from these bass notes, I'm just going to form simple triad chords around them. So for the first one, obviously C# minor chord, skip one. Then for the D# chord, we're going to layer the D up top and keep the G from this same chord. Once again, we're going to layer the E note up. And because we're moving one note up, we're also going to go to A in the middle. Sounds garbage. This is basically just our very bottom layered foundation. We want to create a melody around this, and we want to try keep it nice and repetitive. So I think what I might do is I might actually strip this back a little bit and make another chord here. Then it's kind of just simply getting some like hammer-on notes and top notes to kind of just like finish off the melody. Now, I know it's sounding very robotic, but we'll get to that. Now listen, this is still sounding trash. This does not sound like a real guitar. Once you have everything, you want to highlight it, press Alt and S, and this brings you into the strummer. We're going to strum all our notes. Strumming your notes gives it that more authentic feel. It sounds like a real guitar. And even then, I still kind of like to move notes myself, kind of offset them a little bit more, until it's the way that I kind of want them. Whether that means like making maybe notes a little bit shorter, maybe making notes a little bit longer. You kind of just need to start playing around the notes. Next, once you have the rhythm down, you want to highlight everything, press Alt and R, in which you then want to randomize the velocity, again, giving it that authentic feel. Now, let's get into the guitar effects. There's 2 plugins that are really going to give your guitar a different kind of feel, and that's RC20 and Isotope Vinyl. These kind of help give like a realistic, sampled, detuned, dusty kind of feel. Everyone has their own preferences on this. I'm going to use the Vinyl 3 preset in RC20. It has a nice little bit of noise behind it. Also using Isotope Vinyl. Next, we're going to put fresh air onto it, which boosts the mids and the high mids. And we're going to put them to maybe like 18%. Followed by some reverb with these settings. Followed by Echo Boy with this preset. I believe this is in the guitar preset. Yeah, it is the guitar preset. We're then going to like tighten up the mix by using Gullfoss. And we're going to put this to about 100%. And finally using Ozone Imager to make the guitar a little bit more wide, which then gives us a final product of this. Again, this is all down to preference. I do have this detuned, maybe slightly above average, but I kind of like how it sounds. Some people might not like how it sounds. To complement the guitar, we're coming into Noir, and we're adding a low bassy piano with these notes. And finally, we're going to make a counter melody by coming into Orchestral Essentials, and we're grabbing a trumpet, which is actually a really nice sound. And we're playing this melody. Which finally leads us with this. For the drums for this video, I'm actually going to use my GOAT drum kit, which is all the best sounds from most of my drill drum kits all inside of one. In the track HYB, you can kind of hear some like subtle bongo percussion and things of that nature. So we're going to try implement that style alongside our basic drill drums too. Start with the hat. Copy that over. We're going to be using a rim shot instead of a snare. And now I'm going to go back to my hats and try and make them a little bit more skippy around the rim shots. Next, we're grabbing a bongo. Like I said, you can hear bongos in this beat, so I think we're just going to leave them somewhere around here. And I kind of want to add a bit of a Bali funk type of vibe to this. That sounds so cold. I reckon for this part, just cut the melody maybe out. I think I'm going to start layering the hat a little bit. One thing to note is the 808s and the kicks in this. You don't want to use the kick too much and you don't want to use the 808 too much. You want them to have like a great impact when they're heard. Let's add in the 808. So we're going to take out the low. Okay, I just realized I had an EQ on my guitar. That was cutting out all this high end. Did not mean to do that. I had a route. Now it sounds like this. I was thinking, I was like, hang on. The 808s in this beat are normally cut off by the rim shot. And then we can probably just loop that over, to be honest. This is kind of like the basics down, but to get like the real attention to detail, like in that song, it sounds like there's like a tambourine hit at the start of some of the bars. I'm gonna place like that in. And we're also gonna play with this filler. To be honest, once we have all these basics here, it's just down to arranging the beat. I actually liked how the guitar was sounding with that EQ on it, so we're going to use that for the intro of the beat. Something else that I've brought in just to spice up the melody ever so slightly is this kind of like guitar. And yeah, this is how it plays out. I actually feel like this came together pretty nicely. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're an OG, make sure you hit the like button. Let me know in the comments what you think of this, because I don't normally make guitar drill melodies, so... Then this is kind of like the verse section. Blah, blah, blah. Pitched up. Again, we keep bringing in iterations of the bass, so it's changing between the bassy piano, the 808, and then it just kind of loops back to the start. I think this came out pretty fire. I appreciate you for watching, man. Run me up on Instagram and TikTok, because they're the only two things to care about. I'm out. Good luck to you later. Bow.